Peace, family. This is your brother H in 2020, and this is a clear vision conversation. As you can see in the title, we're going to be talking about culture wars today. So, um, I'm going to need everybody to share this video if you can, because it's really important in this case for us to be able to share information, for us to be able to have a conversation. You see what I'm saying? That's why this is called Clear Vision Conversations, because we have to have a clear vision while we're having this conversation, because these conversations are important. All right. So, um, hey, whatever you need to do, go get whatever you need to do to get comfortable. You know, we are going to get into it a little bit today. It's going to be short and sweet. I'm gonna talk some more about this culture war because we need to know exactly what's going on out here. Mobb Deep had a line out of one of their songs, as well as Wu-Tang, when they said there's a war going on outside, no one's safe from. But now the war isn't just outside, the war is also a war of the mind as well. So I'm gonna share my screen here, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna give the definition of a culture war. Okay. So scroll up to the top here. Culture war in detail. Okay. A culture war is a war, social and political conflict between groups with different cultural values, beliefs, or moral worldviews. I'm sorry. These conflicts often center on what kind of behaviors, traditions, and policies a society should accept or promote. Culture wars, now this is the important part. Culture wars are not fought with weapons, not fought with weapons, but with ideas, media, laws, and social influence. Each side trying to shape the moral and cultural direction of a nation. Now that we know what the definition of a culture war is, we have to understand something specifically, and it's this. Unless you've been living under a rock, or unless you just don't care anything about the news and what's going on in the world today, there has been a actual war for the minds of the people that's been going on, and we're going to say since 2016. So this is 2025. So it's been about almost 10 years. It's been about 9.5, 9 3/4. We're in October right now, about to go into November. So this culture war that's been going on since 2016 has been heating up every single year. Some people miss the cues, and a cue is something that gives you an idea of what's about to happen next. A cue could be an event. It could be it's usually an event, but it could be pretty much anything. It could be the signing of a bill. It could be the start of a TV show. It could be a new form of music coming out. It could be a new pastor or a new influencer or something like that coming out doing certain things, on their channels and everything else. So one example I'm going to give, so I'm going to go to Instagram so y'all be able to see what I'm talking about. Now, this brother right here is named Young Will, too. He has a show called The Eye of the Trenches. Okay, I'm gonna need y'all to go check that out on Instagram. It's called The Eye of the Trenches. The brother's name is Young Will 2, right here on Instagram. Okay, him along with our brother Golden Child, they've been out on the streets of Chicago for the last couple of years, pushing peace. Okay, trying to get these young men, like you see on the screen right here, to start thinking about their lives. Now, this is a culture war right here. This is a culture war for the street. Okay, the street culture has been taking the lives of young black men, young brown men for a long time now. So he's been out here on the streets, as you can see. You know, this is O Block. The young man in the video right here, his name is Muna Ike, and I want you to listen to what he has to say real quick.
We all think the same.
Mm-hmm.
We eat the same. We bleed the same. It's like, bro, every hood in Chicago is like, everybody just trying to get out the hood, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's like the only similarity. Like everything is the same though. Like any hood, everybody got guns, everybody got jury, everybody got money.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody got that mindset like I can't go here. Everybody got that mindset like I gotta go there. So I'm trying to avoid. Everybody trying to avoid. Everybody trying to get out. Everybody trying to do. We all doing the same shit. You feel me?
So if we all facing the same issues, the same problems,
Exactly.
what make
going
it
through the same trials and tribulations. You feel me?
so what make it hard for us to like come together for a same goal?
It be pride. People don't want to put that shit to the side. I'm a nigga. I'm 21, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I think outside the box every time, bro. Like I'm one of them niggas like, bro, you can talk to me. Niggas can talk to me, bro. Like I get respect from niggas older than me because I'm one of them niggas that you could talk to. You feel me? Like I ain't one of them niggas that be around this motherfucker. Like I don't like to be tough. You feel me? Like, bro, we can communicate. If we can talk and put some stuff to the side that could lead to something deadly, and we can prevent that. Hell yeah, I'm with it. Hell yeah, I'm with that.
Okay, now you heard what he said, right? You know, he said he's no different than anybody else. He said he's 21 years old now. So that means that he was born 21 years ago was 2004. This is 2025. So 21 years ago was probably about 2004. So 2004, 2014, 2024. Yep. 2000. So it was 2004 this young man was born, and he's seen a whole lot of stuff. He heard about King Von getting killed in the streets of Atlanta. He heard about what happened to Lil Durk when he got arrested. He heard about the wars that was going on in the streets at the time. He grew up pretty much in that era where it was like on fire, pretty much. Okay. Now, that's one example of a culture war. Now, we're going to read some more about the culture war examples. Okay. One example, religion and morality. Another one, race and identity. Another one, gender and sexuality. Another one, education and history. Another one, nationalism and immigration. These are just some details. And it says, a culture war occurs when divisions in society arise over fundamental values. Those were the values. Now, the term became popular in the United States during the late 20th century, particularly around debates between conservative and progressive movements. Political leaders, media figures, and activists often use cultural issues to rally their supporters or to influence elections. Now, with that being said, there's another example that I want to show you. Now, let me make sure I can find it real quick in my bookmarks. Yep. I found it. And we're going to go to that real quick. Because I want y'all to understand how crucial these things can get. Now, you see on the screen, says Dallas, 6,700 women rally for culture war battles after Charlie Kirk's death. Okay. 6,700 women rally for a culture war. Now, this is the other front. The culture war is on the family front. Now, ever since Charlie Kirk's untimely demise and exit from this life, we've been experiencing a lot of different things, whether we want to or not. We've been seeing a whole lot of different stuff, whether we want to or not. Okay. Now, I got another video I'm going to be doing here. And one of those examples was religion and morality. And I'm going to talk about white Christian nationalism. It's going to make a lot of people mad, but I'm not worrying about whether you get mad or not. You need to know what's going on and you need to know the truth. And here at Clear Vision Media, we're giving a clear view. And we're going to bring both ends of the spectrum into the center. And then we're going to let you decide. My motto used to always be, let the people decide. When it comes to music, let the people decide what they like. When it comes to media, television, whatever, let the people decide what they like. Okay? We live in America. So if you don't already know by now, America has been going through a cultural war and a cultural divide for a long time now. I mean, this goes all the way back to the 50s, 60s. Okay. It started with the civil rights movement. You know, black people, or as you know, since a lot of people don't like to be called black in that sense, I'll say black in air quotes, original people, melanated people have been just wanting to be respected as people. And it's been a really long road to get there. Like a 470 plus year road. Okay. We're just gonna put it all out on the table because, like I said, this is a culture war. All right. Now that we've gotten to this point, the war has been splintered. At one time, it was just, we just want to be recognized as people. Now it's all over the place. You know, who are you? Why do you act the way you do? So on and so forth. You know, it's been all of these different things. And some people act like they don't know the answer to that. But since they're trying to wipe history and change up the history and everything else that's going on right now, these younger people, they don't understand. They don't know how crucial it is right now for you to be able to have a broad understanding. And in order for you to have a broad understanding, you need to arm yourself with knowledge. Just like Professor Griff. Peace out, peace to Griff. Y'all need to go check out Arm the Masses on Serious Minds, RNTV, as well as Professor Griff's channel. He talks a lot about these things. Red pill, blue pill, red pillar 444, 363 Empire, Brother Rich, the Philip Scott Experience, African Diaspora Channel. Anybody who wants to know about what we go through as a people, there are plenty of channels on YouTube for you to go to and get our perspective. Don't go to nobody else trying to get their perspective. Come to us and get our perspective specifically, because this is a culture war. So in order for you to understand the culture war, you're going to have to go to the different battlefields. You're going to have to explore the different battles that's going on around you. Don't just think you're sitting in your house, in your suburb, out here in, white picket fence, 3.2 acre land where there's, nothing going on, and think that you actually know what's happening. Don't think that people who've never been around other individuals can give you an idea of what's going on with them, because they can't. You have to go directly to them. Okay? Because the only way you're going to find out is if you become present. If you become knowledgeable so you can become knowledgeable by being present. You can become knowledgeable by doing research. We're living in 2025 right now. So your excuse for not doing any research, you could toss that out the window, because nobody's trying to hear that anymore. All you have to do is pick up a computer. Hey, you got a smartphone right here. You can look up anything on a smartphone. This is like a mini computer right here. So you really don't have any excuse for not knowing anything. If you got places you like to go and you don't care about anything else, then that's your fault. But getting back to what's on the screen right here, these women are rallying for a culture war. And what they're saying basically is this. Let me read it real quick. Welcome to the fight, said commentator Allie Beth Stuckey, as she greeted 6,700 conservative Christian women assembled in the Dallas, Texas arena on Saturday morning, October 11th. The fight for truth, the fight for our Christian faith, the fight for our children, the fight for our nation. This is what she's talking about. Okay. 6,700 women got together and went here. Now, one of the reasons why this is kind of important for y'all to understand is because now with this whole religion and morality thing that's going on right now, they're basically beginning to put the labels back on people again. They're going to label these people this, they're going to label these people that. And if you fall in the middle, then you're just in the middle. Okay. And they're probably going to be expecting you to pick a side. Now, what side are you going to pick? Are you going to pick the side of truth? Or are you going to pick the side that's popular? Are you going to rock with the facts and look at the whole picture, or do you just want to look at a couple of frames of the picture and then make those couple of frames your world? You see, no matter what goes on, nobody is forced to look at the whole world. Nobody is forced to do that. A lot of people feel comfortable being in their own little bubble. So what we have to do is we have to come out of our bubble. You want to know what's going on in the world? It's time for you to get involved. And what I mean by involved, it's time for you to get aware. It's time for you to become aware of the things that's going on around you. Now, it was just like it was saying with this whole culture war thing. You got historical examples and you got modern examples. Now the biggest culture war that's going on right now is with the Christian right. You know, thanks to the new president that's in office right now, and his cabinet specifically, they're waging a culture war now. They're saying, okay, you know, since we're in office now, you know, we're going to make America great again. We're going to clean it all up. We're getting all the crime out the streets. And by the way, in Chicago, you see how it was in those projects, pretty much in the housing developments. Okay, what's going on out in the streets? Totally different. Totally different. They're out here. ICE is out here doing their thing, pretty much. In Chicago, they want to go into Memphis. They want to go into Portland. You know, they already went into DC. And all of these people are saying, well, you know, I mean, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, but are they really doing it? That's a whole nother story for a whole nother time. You know, but all of these activities are going on out here. And I know for some people, the news is just, oh, it's just so depressing. You know, I don't want to hear about all of that stuff. That stuff just depresses me. Well, if you don't hear about it, what's going to happen when it comes knocking at your door? What's going to happen when it comes to your city? What are you going to think then? You're going to believe the narrative you watch on TV all the time? Well, these people are bad. These people are this. These people are that. Well, how do you know that if you're not paying any attention to it? How do you know that if you're not going outside to see for yourself? So, culture, as defined by Neely Fuller Jr., culture is what you do. Activity, action. Okay. And for those who don't know who Neely Fuller Jr. is, look him up. And if you can, get his book, The United Independent Compensatory Code, what we affectionately call the Code Book, so you can understand what white supremacy, racism is, no matter who you are in the human family, so you can start mounting up a defense to fight against it. Because like I said on my last video, white supremacy is an ideology. Racism is the action behind the ideology to keep the ideology intact, to enforce the ideology. Okay. So as far as white supremacy goes, anybody can participate in it. All you have to do is find who you don't like and then do everything you can to try and suppress them and prove that you're superior over them. Now, there's been some people who tried to do that and they failed miserably. You know, you can get on TikTok right now and look up Vivek Ramaswamy and you'll be able to see exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. This culture war is serious. It's serious. And I mean, I'm just going to be honest. Our Caucasian family, the Caucasian part of our family, the human family that I'm talking about, that's what I'm talking about. The human family, black, brown, red, yellow, white, and half original. They're not caring anything about what anybody has to think right now at this point. They're speaking exactly what they want to speak. They're speaking their mind in full, whether you want to hear it or not. So my suggestion to you, and anybody for that matter, including our Caucasian, the part of the Caucasian family who wants to fight against this, you have to arm yourself. Okay. You can look up channels on YouTube where you got, Caucasian men and women who are not down with that. They're letting you know. There are people that are reconstructing themselves. They're deconstructing themselves from white Christian nationalism. They're deconstructing themselves from fundamentalist Christianity. All of this is going to be a part of my exposing white Christian nationalist video. All of this is going to be in it, because y'all really need to understand how important it is for you to be able to recognize these things and start to fight against them. Now, when I use the word white, it's not for me to cause any type of division specifically. It's just to let you know this is what is being called by the people. By the people that left, by the people that grew up in it. I'm going to give you another one. Jesse Dollemore, Dollemore. He's on YouTube as well. He grew up a part of Christian nationalism. He talks about it all the time. It's another person who talks about it as well. Her name is hold on, I'm gonna tell you what her name is here real quick, like a quick second. Her name is Monty Mater. Go listen to her. She has a whole plethora of people that she knows, that she interviews, that she talks about, that were a part of this movement, that got out of it. We got a gender war going on. We have a sexuality war going on. Now, people can do what they want to. They have free will, okay? They have free will to do what they want to do, how they want to do it. The Creator, God, whatever you decide to call him, he gave us that specifically for us to make our own choices. All right. There can be consequences to our choices. Then in some cases, there might not be any consequences to our choices while we're here. But it might be some consequences after we're gone. It might be. Nobody's been able to come back and tell us that. But according to the book, there are going to be consequences. Okay. I didn't write it. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just being honest about the situation. Okay. So it'll be a good idea. It'll be a good idea for us to avow ourselves, to start being knowledgeable about the things that's going on around us. Doesn't mean that you should act out of your character. Doesn't mean that it's time to criticize and talk about and demean and down people or anything like that. That's not what I'm talking about. Just be aware of the things that's going on out here. Okay. Now, this is just, I like to say most of the time, part one, but this is just a brief overview of some of the things that's going on out there. I can pick each one of these subjects and go in depth about it, bring some receipts to the table so you'll be able to see for yourself exactly what's going on. That way, sometimes we have to pick a side. the side I'm picking is God's side. I'm just gonna let you know that right up front. But see, God is a merciful God who rules with mercy and with grace. Okay. But at the same time, he's going to get to a point where his mercy is going to be up. And he's going to start holding people accountable for the things that they do and say to his people. If you are not treating God's people with justice, there will be consequences. If you are not responsible when it comes to God's children, there will be consequences. And according to him, we're all his children to a degree. I'm just saying. Once we stop acting like we need that, like we're supposed to act, then we'll probably fall out of this circle of being his children and being a part of his creation. That's just my opinion. You know, that's just my viewpoint. So, you know, don't get upset at me. That's just my viewpoint. You know, because when you don't treat God's children with the proper respect, you'll be considered irresponsible. It's just like you not raising your children with the proper morals and instruction. You'll be deemed irresponsible when it comes to the children. So I'm gonna end this right here, family. I'm gonna land the plane right here. We need to make sure that we are aware of the things that's going on around us, no matter what. Okay. You might not be forced to pick a side right now. You might not be compelled to pick a side right now, but pretty soon it's coming. You know, because your conscience and your spirit is going to be tested. Just make sure you're ready to be a part of the test. Just make sure you're going to be ready to take the test. All right. It's your brother, Agent 2020. You've been a part of Clear Vision Conversations this morning. Y'all have a blacktastic and blessed day, and I'll see you soon. Peace. Will you stop? I'm talking to my cat. I'm sorry.